I'm going to record. Recording in progress. All right. Well, hey, this is Play Stairs with the Leadership Initiative, and I'm here talking today with a longtime client, come to be friend of mine, Jeff Pell from the beautiful Smoky Mountains of North Carolina, and with his company, Sky House Company. So, Jeff, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you're doing, where you're from, all these beautiful homes you're building there in the mountains.
Yeah, so like Clay said, my name's Jeff Pell. I'm the owner of Sky House. We are a fine home builder located in the northwest corner of North Carolina in the mountains. We focus on architecturally driven custom homes, renovations, and additions. Um, and I've been working with Clay. We are now in May our eighth year, I think.
Yeah,
So yeah, we've been together a long time. We've come a long way. Um, yeah, it's been good.
good
Started
deal.
started
Yeah,
started where we did start to where we are now is it's very different and very exciting.
yeah, Jeff, I still remember some of those very first phone calls when we were just meeting one another and talking about your company and talking about my company and how we can help. I remember we kind of went back and forth a number of times. It wasn't just one phone call of, yeah, let's do some coaching, but it was actually back and forth a number of times and trying to get to the point of making sure that we were a good fit for you. Do you remember some of those early phone calls when you were trying to make a decision? Do I go with a coach? Do I stick with what I've got and keep plowing here? Do you remember some of those thoughts that were going through your head? And then eventually, what was it that made you decide, okay, I'm going to give Clay a shot. I'm going to give this whole coaching thing a shot.
Right. Yeah. No, I remember I probably got a cold call, but I was driving up to a job. I typically don't even answer phone
Yeah.
numbers like that, but answered it. Thought, huh, you caught me on the right day as I'm driving back and forth from five different projects with my mobile office in my truck and a one-man band, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so definitely was curious. So I needed more information. You guys provided it. We did have a couple different meetings. I met with some of your associates on some of it, and then me and you got connected on a call. Um, laid out kind of you guys had some great initial kind of graphics, program, game plan, steps to success, how to build the company, which was everything that I was sounded great and thought I was doing and on track to do, but then quickly realized like, yeah, I know how to build houses, and
Yeah.
this could help me a lot, understanding building the business, so that's
Yeah.
where we linked up, and that's pre. Yeah, I mean, we linked up. I was busy. I was growing, but it was all word of mouth referrals. I didn't have any website, online presence, zero marketing, um, zero organization from an organizational standpoint, I guess, in the company. And yeah, we got right in, rolled up our sleeves, and started down the path.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so as we started things up, kind of the structure of our coaching, let's talk a little bit about what the coaching actually looks like from your point of view as a client of the Leadership Initiative. How often do we get together? How long do those calls last? What are they like? Do we have an agenda? Do we just sit around and say, what do you want to talk about? Or are there actually specific things that we talk about on each phone call? Talk a little bit about that from your perspective as a client of the Leadership Initiative. What do those calls look like?
Yeah, sure. The calls are every week, throughout the year, and I guess initially when we first started, there's kind of a where are we at now assessment of the company and assessing where, what place in the path that we need to hop in at and focus on. So we meet every week, but it could be different themes. We could have different goals. Obviously, we have annual goals, but starting out, it could be building out a website, getting digital media ready, photography, um, putting together sales graphics, marketing graphics, um, SEO, all those different aspects of it. So and then that kind of stuff becomes more like a maintenance mode. So you're not spending so much heavy time on it. And then we could spend time on the build out of the organizational chart, the identifying and listing out all the roles and responsibilities for every uh, um, position within the company, and then identifying that, yeah, I'm probably wearing 30 out of 32 of those hats in those boxes.
Yeah,
Then
I remember
identifying,
those days. Yeah.
yeah, and then identifying what am I doing that's worker level? What am I doing that's management level? What am I doing that's CEO level? Let's eliminate as soon as we identify the boxes where I'm wearing those hats, let's eliminate how do we eliminate me out of the worker level? Okay, hire. How do we hire? We got to have a system to hire.
Yeah.
So it's just building blocks. So it's we're constantly working on something. And the I love the great thing about it too is the accountability. Um, that I feel a level of accountability that we're going to show up together and be good stewards of the time that we're putting in and the program that I pay for, and keep the ball rolling on whatever it is that we're working on. But yeah, very structured. We always have to-do lists, agendas, goals to hit where we have schedules, scheduled times throughout the year that where we're going to get things done or, focus on. And that's the name of the game.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. So kind of our linear path, we start out with, like you were saying, we start out with, okay, where are we right now? Where are our bottlenecks in the company and the limiting factors that we have? And then as we start down our path, we start with, okay, where are we wanting to go? What are the goals that we're wanting to hit? And I remember some of those early days when we were first getting together. You had multiple goals. They weren't just money goals, but there were some multiple goals. And we talked a little bit about that F6, those
Yep.
F6 goals. And talk to me a little bit about those as we had some of those early conversations and how those F6 goals have helped us with the coaching kind of stay on pace and stay on our path because we have a goal that we're going for rather than just, help me with everything, you know?
Yeah. So F6 goals: faith, friends, family, fitness, financials, and time freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. All big goals, right? So, um, and, and they become more important, at least to me too, because, when we first started out, it's like, well, I don't need a friends goal right now. I need a finance goal. I'm
Yeah.
building a business. I want to work 100 hours a week. I don't really care about these other things.
I remember that. I
Um,
remember those
yeah,
days. You were saying, man, I'm ready to plow. Yeah.
yeah. And then, well, then you get married after that. Then you have a kid. Then you're building a business, and you're like, yeah, I like this freedom goal. That's how do we get more time
Uh,
freedom and maintain and still hit financial goals and still hit fitness, goals, still have time, family, all those things. So it's not just um well, yeah, it's coaching for entrepreneurship lifestyle, not just, growing just singularity of a business.
yeah.
So
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. And like you're saying, those goals change
yes,
as your life changes. And when we first started out, you were the single guy, and you had the time and the bandwidth to just work, you know.
yeah,
But since we've been together, you've gotten married, you've got a little kid now, which is fantastic. And so as life changes, those goals tend to change. And
yeah. And it also, on top of that, it makes it more important to follow the path. So, why do I need to create why do I need to create a lead report sheet or a script or all these other things? I'm doing it every time. Well,
Yeah.
you need to hire somebody else in order to get some of that time back or that freedom back. So they all kind of complement other aspects of um, you know, the goals
Yeah.
basically.
Okay. So on our path, we start out with kind of focusing on our ideal and likely buyer and beginning to say, okay, how do we get in front of that ideal and likely buyer so that the phone starts ringing? So this is our marketing, our branding and our marketing. So talk a
Yep.
little bit about some of the things that we did early on and now we continue to do on a maintenance basis. But talk a little bit about, what was it like putting together the website? We got the one sheet, we got your ads going, and as in your branding and your logo and all that kind of stuff as we were putting all that together for you.
Yeah, the three-legged marketing stool, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, like I said, when I first started out, it was my business started and grew solely from relationships and word of mouth referrals that I was comfortable with um, at the time, and moving through it and understanding. Yeah, but if that dries up, where's our redundancies? Where is it became a goal of getting excited to be able to say no 90% of the time.
yeah,
And in order to do that, you need to be flooded with opportunity. So to me, I just viewed it as let's get targeted on our clientele, but let's bring in some volume of opportunity so that we can feel comfortable and confident in discerning what's a good best fit for us, and being able to offboard other ones with knowing that we got some more coming. There's gonna be an opportunity next month, even if I don't
yeah.
see it. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah. Talk a little bit about the Google reviews and video
oh yeah.
testimonials and also let everybody know where is your website? How does somebody find you online?
Yeah, our website's skyhousecompany.com. It's all spelled out. And there is where you can find Google reviews, and you can find a stacking and growing number of video testimonials, beautiful,
Yeah.
wonderful video testimonials. Um, that is probably the my favorite aspect of all the getting reviews and
Yeah.
um, what's it called, your online reputation badge, or
Yeah.
what have you. But yeah, just getting reviews is big. um it's proven. People, even, you can do it in self anecdotally. You're looking on Google at a restaurant or this, you're going to look at reviews. And I might have thought, well, I don't need a bunch of reviews because I'm so niche and custom, and
Yeah.
nobody will get it, and I don't need to have that. But you find you definitely need to put that in. It's not that big of a deal to instill that into a system in your company, and then delegate some of those responsibilities. So
Yeah.
the biggest,
Are you
yeah, yeah,
are you
biggest
are
thing.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, just the biggest thing I love is stacking up these video testimonials. For one, it's just awesome to see a client that we've worked with for 2 years, sometimes longer, um, after they've already moved into their house and been in their house months, sometimes even a year, be willing to take the time out of their day to sit down and tell an audience or a video camera how their great experience with us, and
Yeah.
uh, and seeing all of the fruit of our hard labor come out of their mouths, and is really enjoyable. But it also, that's me, that's my selfish love of it, but it's also immensely important for the sales funnel for the future.
Yeah.
It's getting, if somebody's looking at investing in a $2.5 million house. um, some video testimonials of some past clients that have had a multi-million-dollar house would
uh
come in handy, right? So it's been great.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about with that marketing. uh, did you find that all of a sudden the phone did start ringing and and not only more work, more potential work, but larger and larger projects over the last 8 years? So it's not just been, man, we're building more and more and more houses, but
Right.
talk a little bit about the type of houses and the price range of houses that have increased over the years with your branding and marketing that we have been working on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been my whole path, or my goal too, is just to continually be building and looking at and planning to build cooler houses than I've ever done in the past. And we've continually done that. The stuff I've got underway right now is going to be the coolest stuff I can, can't wait to put it on. First of all, I love building complicated stuff, but and beautiful stuff, but I can't wait. It's like, wow, this stuff's going to look great on the website and
Hmm.
photograph well and great clients. Um, yeah, it's another part of it too, is just not building a really an ideal house with a budget and all that, but really being able to be selective and engage with clients that you feel you're going to get along with real well. That's a very important part of it, because we're basically essentially we're partnering up with a homeowner for 2 years, doing business together. We're getting work done and they're writing us a check. So to have to have leads and opportunities continually coming in again allows us to stay honed in on our what we our ideal client, and really not selling out just to cut a make a paycheck, or
Yeah.
just to get something done. We're still holding true to our goals and vision for the company.
Fantastic. So the marketing pieces that we put into place gets the phone to ring, and then let's talk a little bit about some of the sales flow now. So in the sales process that we've been able to put into place at Sky House, and talk a little bit about those tools that we've done with our phone script and the recording and the tracking of leads and all of that. Let's talk a little bit about that and what has that been like for you, and how has it helped you as a business owner to have those tools in place?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a minute since I went down memory lane thinking about what it was like building that stuff out. Because now it's
Yeah,
on autopilot. Everything's set up in a way the leads come in. We have a lead report sheet. We have a office personnel that have been trained to take those sales calls, to quickly be able to discern whether or not it's a good lead, promising lead, qualifying them, and then after they go through that, then they set up an initial consult. Uh, Most of the time it's a Zoom with me, and they put it on my calendar. So there's filters, you know, through the lead system, and then in the meantime too, we've incorporated uh, setting constant follow up calls with potential leads, or keeping the ball moving, keeping updates, and reaching back out to not everybody's um, quick moving and fast on a house. Their initial,
uh-huh.
hey, we bought a piece of land, and a lot of these are second, third homes, so they can get busy with life, or a kid could have they could have a kid that gets sick or breaks their leg, or
Yeah.
you name it. So us following up every 2 weeks or whatever, what have you, has been yeah, it's just a no brainer now, right? So it's helped us continue those relationships, and then constantly making that contact also shows the client that we're organized and communicative right from the initial contact with them. So yeah, all those systems that we built together work autonomously, like as we're speaking
Yeah.
now, eight
Yeah.
years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. So,
And the
so
ability to track all the data and the numbers. How many leads did we come
right.
in from?
Yeah.
Which path did they come in? Word of mouth,
Mhm.
drive by, stopping at the office, Google, you know, any other social media or something. it's good to track and see where the leads are coming from, and then how many leads that we're getting are qualified leads, and then out of those leads that are qualified, how many are we signing,
Right.
construction agreements with and pre-construction. So yeah, it's really a good data as well.
Yeah, going to our scoreboard that we
That's
have.
right.
Have you appreciated having that scoreboard that we look at each week to be able to look at those important numbers for your company? Has that been a helpful thing?
Absolutely. Yeah. We look at it all the time.
Yeah, fantastic. So, okay, so we put together all these different tools now for your sales process. So we're getting the leads, now we're getting the phone calls and we're starting the sales process. Now, how would you say it seems like as I look at the scoreboard over these last 8 years, our revenues have gone up and up and up. And you don't have to give specific numbers on this, but how would you say your revenues in your company and your profits in your company have increased over the last 8 years?
I mean, I think there's a good string of, 4 or 5 years there where we were doubling, tripling the last year's numbers,
Yeah.
and then, several years ago, we got to a point of, okay, we're at a revenue goal that we should just maintain, and let's maintain that revenue goal, meaning, the amount of projects we're doing, and let's refine our systems. So let's get better at doing our systems and our efficiency of building, and maintain that. And now we're at this, okay, let's bump it up another 4 million a year, on top of this. Let's go to this revenue. Well, what is that going to take us? Well, we have all this data now, so it's like, okay, that's probably two more personnel hires. Okay, well, what am I going to do? Do I just hire somebody? Well, we have a hiring system. What do we have a training system? All these things that allow you to grow when the moment comes. You have the tools in place to be able to grow when the opportunity has shown itself.
Yeah. Fantastic. And
So,
that was my next question. Now that we've got the phones ringing, we're getting leads and we're closing leads through our sales process, and now our revenues are increasing. Next thing we have on our path here is okay, now we got to hire the right people. We got to make sure we have the right people in place. When you and I first started, it was like
oh
and
yeah,
uh
yeah.
and it was Jeff in the truck type of thing. How many employees do you have now? And talk just a little bit about the system that we put in place to help you consistently find new people and replace people when you need to. Because I know
Yep.
that's been going on too.
Yep, that's the nature of the beast, right? So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, the river of life, weekly interviews. There's another system that we built and set up in place. I did it at first, and then once you make I think your first hire is an executive assistant, right? Well-rounded, just diligent doer of tasks that you need done.
Mhm.
And then once you're able to do that, you teach them and you create the system for Indeed, running job ads, re-uploading the job ad, tracking the applicants, that setting up and scheduling the interview. Um, it's been paramount. Again, another system that doesn't grow old or is not trendy. We use it to
Mhm.
this day in the company. Yeah, we're now at 12. We're about to be at 13 or 14, so we're at 12 people in the company now, and it's all management level. Um, that's just management level employees.
Mhm.
So yeah, once you get you an executive assistant that can help, you can give them tasks to free up your time to do higher serving tasks. Then you can create systems for a project coordinator. Then you can take the
Yeah.
time to write down the systems for project management. All these other hats that I'm wearing, superintendents, operations managers. Yeah,
That's
it's
fantastic.
it's
Fantastic.
important.
Well, Jeff, if someone was watching this video right now and they were considering hiring the leadership initiative to do some coaching with them in their company, what would be some of the encouragement that you would have for them based on your experience?
Yeah. Well, I would say don't hesitate to do it, but but you should have the expectations that uh, nobody's going to just build your company and create the systems while you sit back on the other end of the computer. You know, you got to roll up your sleeves and do the homework and track and stay on task because you guys can move as quickly and progress a company as quickly as the person is willing to progress. You know, so I would say too, if you could expedite a lot of time by pushback and um, being hesitant of particular, you know, tasks or systems or ideas that, you know, Clay and the Leadership Initiative are wanting to implement. Save you a lot of time and just trust it and say, well, I'm gonna give it all, and if it doesn't work, well then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But because it's gonna work, you know.
I
Yeah,
love that.
business is business. Everybody's got their differences in businesses, whether, you know, you could be e-commerce and that's a different, has its different
Mhm.
obstacles as it does a custom home builder. But there's nuts and bolts of all business that you know, you got to get handled and you guys know how to do that.
Fantastic. So, Jeff, once again, how do people find you and take a look at some of the great things, some of the great homes that you're building? How do people go about finding you?
Yeah, if you just go online, our website, skyhousecompany.com.
Fantastic. Jeff, thank you, man. Sure appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All
Appreciate
right.
you.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
And